YouTube. Welcome, besties. Hey, besties. Welcome to Get It Together, Kathy. And
You got
Kathy.
it.
All right, we're gonna try this again. All right. All right, guys. Hello. Happy Wednesday. I don't normally do no happy Wednesdays, but anyway, welcome to Bestie Finders Office Hours. And I am
Yes.
Dean Kathy here with my besties. Hey, Coach. Hey, Dr. Lisa.
Hey.
How y'all doing? It is Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's
The middle of
it's
the week and it's
Wednesday.
a fun day.
Y'all
I
know
don't
we've
know.
been looking forward to office hours, and so super excited to be here today. And so we're gonna get it going. We started on time. Woo! And so we just we're gonna have a good time as usual. So let's get to it. Dr. Lisa, what we got, girl? What we got?
All right. So today we're going with with practical advice for the gifts. Okay. How do you de-escalate emotional tension in a team meeting without running away and avoiding it? So we've all been there at some point in time, whether it was all the way back in high school on the on the committee or last week in a team meeting. At some point, a discussion or, okay, let's be honest, an argument is going off the rails. Tempers are rising, people stop listening, no one is ready to back down. How do you, the manager leader on site, what do you do to de escalate that situation, to calm folks down without making your team members feel like you're blaming them for the incident or ignored completely? How do you, and for especially for our heart-led and more emotional gifts, how do you get the courage up to intervene in the first place? All right, coaches, let's run with those practical strategies.
Look, when you said how do your gifts, what was the last part you said? How do our gifts handle it or not?
How do you, for the emotional gifts, how do you help them get the courage
Okay,
to intervene? Because typically those are going to be the ones that are like, okay, I need someone
right.
else to take care of this.
Because I was getting ready to say, because there are a couple of gifts will jump right in. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
hey. So it's so funny. What was coaches? What was your first?
Say that again, D. Kathy. What was my
What
what?
was your what was your first response?
Cry.
When the argument is going on, and be like, "What in the world is going on up in here?" You walk in a room and you some crying, some laughing, some all blows going. And I'm not just talking about words. Okay, so
Mhm.
for me, guys, like I was saying, some gifts will not have um, uh, what did I say? Some gifts won't have a problem with it at all. I mean, jumping in and trying to de-escalate because, and I'm not saying that that's always good because they may not understand the whole thing, and what they just trying to do is hurry and put the fire out, right? And
Mhm.
so, but in my experiences, when I see that something like that happen, I have actually escorted someone out of the room, right? And so whoever was closest to me, right, is either the person I know, the one I know, or the one that is sitting like physically closest to me, and just help them to step outside, and just actually just help them to get the rest of whatever they're talking about out. So what I would want to do, or what I have done, is like, okay, what is the real problem? What is really going on? And then as they explain, well, so and so said and did, and most of it really is about emotions a lot of times, or just misunderstanding, right? And so when that
Mhm.
person's understand as an exhorter, I think I'm real good with that because of me loving to myself, right? And come to the place of saying, okay, let's just put it out again, put it all out on the table. and then let's see where this goes. And so when I ask that person to really explain, and then when I can get them to see it from another perspective instead of from an emotional side, and saying, look, this is what that person is really meaning, right? Because a lot of times there is somebody else in the room that really knows what's going on, and a lot of times that do be me, right? And I'm like, no, you just misunderstood what was being said, and so this is how, and this is what, and this is where we want to go with this, right? And so, and a lot of times they be like, oh, and they'll just kind of calm down. I'm like, just go get you a cup of coffee or go get you a soda or something, and just come on back. And a lot of times it has worked several times in that instance, and a lot of times it's just miscommunication. Okay, what's
I
up?
agree.
Who
I
going?
agree. I would say, okay, so I say with the, the compassionate side of things, it's easy to try to avoid. However, that doesn't get you to the point of a resolve, right? It doesn't lead to any type of resolution or solution. So I would say for the compassionate people like me, um, just think about the heart of it. Take a moment to evaluate the situation, breathe, de-escalate your personal feelings. And for me, I allow that giver to kind of step in and think about like other people. Like what is the purpose behind, or what's the ultimate goal that we're trying to achieve? And then do my best to listen to the other person, repeat what I think I heard them say, so
Mm-hmm.
that they can know that I either heard them or I can get the correct understanding of what they were trying to display. So,
Absolutely.
um, to your point, Dean Kathy, communication is the key, and it's usually a miscommunication that causes, that emotional tension within a meeting. And if it gets to a point of like a big resolve, it's because somebody has taken something personal. But if it's a
Exactly.
team meeting, what is the goal? And let's all work toward that and lean into your specific gifts that help to, you know, achieve that goal versus trying to either take someone else's gift and wear it as your own or dim yours down. So that's just I totally agree about the communication. Just being open to listen to the other person's point of view and perspective.
Well, my besties make great points. I'm going to add nonverbal communication to the mix
Oh,
because I happen to be a large person. And what has worked for me in the past is to make, when I have to intervene with other folks, is to make my presence felt without being intimidating, which is hard to do when you're 6 feet tall, because I want everyone in the room to feel safe, obviously. So we're going to separate people, but also to let them know that, you know, without taking a side, there's someone to rely on. And so, carefully helping the energy in the room to dissipate through nonverbal communication is also very important. So it's helpful. It has been helpful in my past experiences to be big and quiet. And if it happens to be an argument that I had the misfortune to be in myself, I just stop talking. And nothing makes someone, well, either it's going to go either way. Either they're going to be like, they're going to get louder and louder and louder to create a response in you. Or if they're still kind of on the rational side, they're going to say, okay, well, I can't hear her, so let me make sure I heard what she said.
mhm.
So there's different ways to handle it, and as we as leaders intervene, because we're going to have to at some point, keep I'd like our audience to keep in mind both the verbal communication, what you say, and the nonverbal communication, what you convey with your movements and feelings.
Absolutely. Because again, like I remember people used to say, I didn't say anything. I said, oh, yeah, you said plenty.
You said a whole lot.
Your verbal, unverbal, said all your body, your body, what is it I'm looking for?
Body
Your body
language.
language.
Body language. That's it. And so, but also what I was going to say before my internet rudely interrupted is that also gives me the opportunity to later, when to speak with that person, like because most of the time it is, especially if it's a compassion person that I know that is a compassionately gifted. I don't know if that's a word, compassionately, but that gives me the opportunity to tell them, do not take everything so personal. Listen to it from listen to it as best as you can from always from the business perspective. Nobody's talking about you directly. Nobody's talking to you directly, about the issue of something that is going on. Now, most people, if they say your name directly, we know they're talking to you, but then even in that, in a business setting, it is not about you personally, right? So again, so I could just tell, and not just compassion people. There are other people that do it too, that will take something so personal, And so to me, that tells me then it's something else. That's conviction. Maybe there's a little bit of truth in that thing that you didn't want called out and or to be made to feel a certain way. So it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Get over it, fix it, so we can move on. Okay, that is a perceiver answer. I don't know what's going on up in here, but what I do know is I need for y'all to shut this down. We got business to take care of, and all this old personal stuff, y'all, this personal beef y'all got going, it needs to be squashed, right? So, how the perceiver gonna handle it, and that's it, and that's all. No apologies, no, oh, I didn't mean it that way. That's exactly how they mean it. So,
You see
I
how the
love it.
tone change? You see how the tone change?
I was just thinking, perceiver, aka your mama.
Well, y'all know that's my second gift because that's the one I have to kind of hold down a lot of times. So I will not hurt people's feelings because I realize that the tone can make all the difference in the world too. And even though a perceiver, all my perceivers who are listening, we know you don't mean any harm. Like your tone is just your tone. It's just because we feel strongly about it, and that's the way it comes out. But it's so many. It's not so many, but there are a lot of them out here, and they are misunderstood because of their tone, right? And so, people, perceivers, we mean no harm. Okay,
Mhm.
All right.
that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. And then on that note, we're going to have our lead coach of the Women You cohort this fall. Step up, Coach Nyala. Tell us what's coming up with our info session.
So we have our info session coming up on September 3rd at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central. You need to be in the place and in the space to see if this program works for you. It is a 12-week. We hunker down and develop your business. We get your business plan in order. If you have an established business, you want to be in the room because there might be some gaps and some holes in your business that need to be plugged up, filled in, and you may not have even thought about an area of your business that can expand and grow. And you get the opportunity to get the juices flowing and
That's right.
just
With
get
a
to the
whole
heart, like
team.
Dean Kathy says, get to the heart of what's really going on in your business. So I'm excited. The Woman You information session is on September 3rd. Register. That part is free, and you'll get to know more about what's inside the program at that information session. So register now.
Oh,
All
that's
right.
good, Coach.
Let's
So
keep these
yeah, come on, let
announcements
us get
going.
all up in your business. Okay, let us get all up in your business. And again, you come, y'all get a whole team. So look, we love
Mm-hmm.
it. All
Good
right.
deal.
Everybody.
All right. Dean
Yes.
Kathy, you're up. Tell us about Wired for Nursing.
Oh, yes. So we have on September the 25th, we have our Wired for Nursing, which is a spinoff of Wired for Leadership. And so we are coming together with our nurses, everybody that's in the nursing profession, so we can help you to decide if nursing is really for you. If or whatever portion of it, it may not be, dealing with the patients. You may be administration. You may be out there recruiting, selling. You may need to be inside of a college, recruiting or whatever they do for, I think, for schools, admissions, working for enrollment. That's the word I was looking for. So you'll get to come and find out what your gifts are. Well, kind of discover a little bit about what your gifts are and to find out if you actually are working in that joyful space or are you just there for the money. And you're just sad as all get out. So come for our Wired for Nursing Brunch Workshop, September the 25th at 10 a.m., guys. So we look forward to seeing you. Just click the link and register. It's free.
All right. And to wrap up, last but not least, passes are now available for the State of the Woman address. If you are a woman entrepreneur, you support entrepreneurs, or if you are down with the Marvelous Life mission of women's economic empowerment, we would love to see your face in this space next January 30th through the 31st. And you can get your passes for State of the Woman, our 10th anniversary. State of the Woman 10 passes.
Come on, party with us.
stateofthewoman.live, and we'll see you there.
Sorry about that. We're excited. We're excited.
We are very excited. And on that note, that's a wrap, everybody. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.